One of my favorite memories as a kid is crawling into my mom's and dad's bed with my other siblings and watching Star Trek with them till late at night. In honor of that, I decided to make a makeup video dedicated to one of my favorite villains from the Star Trek series, the Borg Queen. I began by taking a bald cap and painting it white with acrylic paint. After putting it on my head, I used a Sharpie to mark where I was going to cut the holes for the wires to go through. Once I cut the holes, I just used some pipe cleaners and inserted them inside, and then I used glue from a hot glue gun to set them in place. This next step includes liquid latex, so if you are allergic to latex, I recommend you do not do this step. I'm using a Q-tip to apply it to the edge of the bald cap, and I'm using unraveled cotton from a cotton ball to go over that. I'm going to pat some latex on top of that to blend it in seamlessly from the bald cap to the forehead. This is where you bring in your face paint, or in my case, a white eyeshadow base. I like using this eyeshadow base because it blends so seamlessly, it doesn't dry right away, and it's really inexpensive, so it does the job. It's not necessarily opaque, but we don't really need anything opaque for this look. I'm just applying it on the seam between the bald cap and my forehead, and then I'm also going to apply it to the rest of my face. Now, the one con to using an eyeshadow base is that it can be a little bit greasy, so what I like to do is I like to take an eyeshadow to set it. Here I'm just using the palest green eyeshadow that I have, as well as a white eyeshadow to set that in place. You're going to want to follow the same steps with any areas of exposed skin. That includes hands, chest, anywhere that's exposed. Now I'm taking the same colors and I'm applying them with a flat brush to the bald cap. Now, as you can tell, because the bald cap is made of rubber and then you got the latex, it's absorbing the colors slightly differently. All this means is that you're going to need to take a little bit more time to do a little bit more blending and a little bit more applying. I ended up taking some extra cotton and latex to cover up some areas that the bald cap was not covering, because apparently my head's too big for a bald cap. Alright, no comments from the peanut gallery. Now, I found that sometimes the bald cap would be more receptive to the color if I took a spray bottle filled with water and I just gave it a quick spritz and then applied more eyeshadow. Now, our Borg Queen here has some pretty nasty patchy skin. So what I'm doing is I'm taking some gray eyeshadow on a pencil brush and I'm just smudging that in little circles on the head. I'm also going to do that on the sides of my face and on my forehead. What's going to happen is I'm going to take a flat brush and then blend it out, and that's going to give the illusion of really patchy skin. Okay, now if you had wires underneath the surface of your skin, you would have a raised surface above your skin to show where those wires were, right? So I'm using the same brush and a taupe eyeshadow to hollow out the areas around that raised surface. I then moved on to the lips. I used an orange toned red lip liner and I just lined the lips and filled them in. Now, because I wasn't happy with the contouring around the indentations of the wires, I took a brown lip liner and hollowed out the areas around it. I recommend using a brown cream eyeshadow. The reason why is because the lip liner was incredibly hard to blend out on the rubber bald cap. What I ended up doing is taking a Q-tip, dipping it in the same taupe eyeshadow, and really buffing away at it. This took a long time, so yes, just use a cream eyeshadow or even a brown face paint. That will do the trick just fine. So here is the point where I realized that there is a pretty obvious color difference. You can easily see where the bald cap ends and the skin begins. I didn't want that. I wanted it to blend together seamlessly. So what I did is I took a Q-tip and a little bit more of the white eyeshadow primer, and I went over that seam and then patted that down with a little bit more white eyeshadow. I continued to do this throughout the video until I was happy with how it blended together. Now, depending on the Star Trek series that you are watching, you may see the Borg Queen with a lot of eye makeup, you may see her with none. If you choose to do eye makeup, you can do it very sloppily. Whenever she's wearing eye makeup, her eyes look very sunken in and very tired and unhealthy. So what I'm doing here is I'm taking a combo of taupe eyeshadows and gray eyeshadows and applying them all around my eyes, both on the lid and on the lower lash line, in a super sloppy fashion. I want to look unhealthy and I want them to look sunken in. I'm also using that same color to contour my nose, as she typically has pretty strong features. Now, because I was still not quite happy with how unpatchy my facial skin was looking, I decided to change that. What I did is I took a really small brush and a gray eyeshadow, and I continued to go over the sides of my face and the forehead with the gray eyeshadow in circular motions. Once I buff that out with the flat brush, it's going to look super patchy and super unhealthy, which is actually what we're going for once. With the bigger pencil brush, I also did the same thing down the sides of my neck. I recommend making your circles a little bit smaller. That'll make the patches look a little bit more realistic. As a finishing touch, I used my finger to apply a little bit more of the white eyeshadow primer to that seam between the liquid latex and my skin, just to make it blend together a little bit better, and then I powdered over it with the white eyeshadow. That completes this look. I guarantee you, you will be one of the most uniquely costumed people this Halloween if you do this look. Not many people do the Borg Queen. Thank you so much for watching this video. I had so much fun making it. It was a blast. I am honored that you took the time to watch it. Please feel free to follow me on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, the works. Make sure you subscribe to my channel and enable notifications so that you can be informed if I upload a new video. And I will see you in the next video. Don't work too hard now. Bye-bye.